Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Happy New Year. Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all to 2021, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2021. Here we are, 2021, and we're still talking about Stadia. Yes, because there's still loads to talk about. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you could make it. About a few hours ago, I wasn't even thinking about whether I was going to do this show or not. I had so much to do, but I thought, you know, if I don't start the show for 2021, will I start it? So I thought, yes, let's do it. I owe it to you guys. I owe it to myself. So welcome to the chat. Say hello, everybody. Let me know what games you've been playing. We've had plenty of time to play games for many of us over Christmas time. Let me know what games you've been playing. Let me know which of the Stadia Pro games for January you've been playing, which of those games that you like, and all of that. We've got a lot to get through today. Completely unscripted, but there is a big central piece to the show today, and it's all about the games coming in 2021 that we know. There's no speculation, just a little bit of speculation at the end maybe, but these are all officially announced games coming to Stadia in 2021. So join in. Let me know what games of these that you're looking forward to most. What you think. I think I've got everything here now. If there's anything missing, all that kind of stuff, but just react, get in the chat, let us know what you think about the titles that we know for certain are coming. I basically put them all together in a nice long video and we can talk about it. So do all of that in the chat, and remember, hit the likes. If you're new here, subscribe. The show's taken a slightly different format today, but it's the first one of the year, so bear with me with all of that. Anyway, let's just say hello to chat. Jerome, always there, first and foremost. As ever, thank you, Cloud Gamer 201. Welcome, welcome. David Handley, here, lockdown. That's another thing. My phone has been going non-stop. I've been trying to put this show together, and I've had my two kids WhatsApping me, their mum WhatsApping me. It's just been crazy. For those of you who are not in the UK, basically, a couple of hours ago, it was announced we're going to have another lockdown. This is on the basis that all the little primary school kids were told, absolutely, you're going to school tomorrow. And then this evening they're going, actually, no, you're not going to school tomorrow. So it's all a bit crazy here. But anyway, in terms of games I've been playing, I finished Jedi Fallen. What a great game. What a great game. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's an old game, Clive. Yeah, I know that, but it's new to me because it's new on Stadia and I didn't bother getting it, even though actually I could have played it on EA Play, I think, initially, when it went to Xbox. But I thought I'll wait for the Stadia version. Great. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely my cup of tea. Talking a cup of tea, look. This would be a good game. This is not in the official list. Street Fighter. But anyway, yes, Jedi Fallen. So that'd been taking up my time. So although I'd played a little bit of Cyberpunk, I wanted to finish Jedi Fallen. I finished that now. And then, of course, the January Stadia Pro games are there. So I started playing Figment. What a great game. I love the voiceovers and the voiceover acting in there. It's like a game for adults, but disguised as a sort of a kid's game. But the themes are quite, serious. And my daughter's studying psychology, and I had to do revision with her and go through all the things about the brain and the different things. And they're all in Figment. And I kept shouting out to her, "Oh, they're going to the membrane bit now. They're going into the membrane, and they're going into the cortex and all this kind of stuff." Anyway, but I was loving that. I played a bit of Ari as well. But I'm worried now, like if I get bogged down into these games, am I going to get back to Cyberpunk? Because it takes such a sort of a big commitment. So anyway, let me know what games you've been playing and stuff. Brian, he says he's been playing a lot of Fallen Order. Yeah, agree. Absolutely loved it. Glad I finished it now on all of that. So there we go. But ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to do today, as I said, is I'm going to press this button here, and we're going to go through all the games coming to Stadia in 2021. Official, right? These official. No speculation. I might speculate on on a few certainties at the end, but all the games I'm about to show you are official. Okay, they're all officially coming. And there's probably a good chance they're going to be coming in the first quarter as well. So, we know we've got like 400 plus games in development over the next sort of 18 months or so, but we just forget how many games we already know that actually aren't on Stadia have been officially announced. And there's quite a few. So without further ado, why don't I press this button and see what happens? I literally finished editing this video like a few minutes ago. I've not rehearsed this. I just hope it all goes well. Anyway, let me know. Here we go. All right. Pressing button. Here we go. Stadia Games 2021. Let me know if the games in the background are too loud. I think we're all right and all of that kind of stuff. PGA. Oh, angry face. Are you suffering with PGA? Anyway, so first up on the list, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Pilgrim. And this is coming on January the 14th, officially. So we're looking for that. Let me know if you're looking forward to Scott Pilgrim. It's got that kind of real fun 80s pixel art vibe, which seems to be the trend at the moment, the whole kind of retro 80s pixel art style, but also with a sort of a comic book style of the sort of split screen and the kind of comic book style, but all within that kind of pixel art, sort of a Basham, a beat and Basham type game and stuff. I just love the kind of overall style and stuff like that. Dave, poor old Dave, you're in the bunker, Dave. You keep going into the sandbank, whatever it is. Oh God, my brain's gone dead. I'm so frazzled this afternoon. I apologise. Anyway, let me know if this is the complete edition as well. So this is Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, and your mama, and now your mama knows. Yeah, I'm back. So let me know anyway whether you are looking forward to sort of a Basham, beat and Basham game like Scott Pilgrim. The next one, of course, along is Hitman 3. So obviously we've got Hitman 1, Hitman 2, also part of Pro. I think Hitman 1 was a Pro game. Now Hitman 2 is a Pro game. Hitman 3, unfortunately, it's brand new game, so it'll be on all the platforms at the same time. And we know the Stadia one is going to look sweet. These, you know, as I've said so many times on this show, we're getting into that sort of state where we're getting games day and date and stuff with the other multi-platform launches. Hitman 3 is going to be the sort of one of the first of the year of those. So, and of course, State Share, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the first game to feature State Share. So, looking forward to that. It'll be interesting to see how people kind of utilize that going forward and stuff like that. Jill, oh, thanks, Eddie. Yeah, I built it. I've been building it all weekend. I wasn't going to go with it, but I just went for it. Next up, Gods Will Fall, ladies and gentlemen. Gods Will Fall. Life's always about gods, and you know, there's a sort of a Immortal Phoenix kind of theme here, not style maybe, but the kind of theme between this Gods Will Fall. Again, a sort of a combat-based game and stuff like that. Let me know whether this is your sort of thing. So there's sort of puzzle. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. Bear with me. Oh, no, I'm all right. I'll have a cup of tea. I'll have a drink of tea. Yeah, it's a nice little street fighter mug, that, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, Gods Will Fall, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure when that's coming out. It's actually 29th. So there's 3 games over the next 3 weeks that we know of. Yeah. Scott Pilgrim, 14th. Hitman 3 on the 20th. And this Gods Will Fall, I believe, is coming out on the 29th of January, ladies and gentlemen. 29th of January. As I say, lots of boss levels in this and sort of beasties and stuff and things like that. So again, let me know whether this is your cup of tea. What I've learned is that I like things like Figment and Ari, so sort of slight platformy games, and I love good campaign story games like Jedi Fallen, and to a certain degree, you know, Cyberpunk and stuff like that. Riders Republic. This looks fun with that kind of big multiplayer aspect to it. There's a sequence in this in which there are just like hundreds of riders and flyers and whatever in it. And again, I'm wondering whether they can have that many people in the game. Look here, you know, you can see when they have that many people in the game at the same time. They could do it on Stadia, but I'm worried that they could do it on the platform. I'm curious whether there'll be a difference in the number of people. So a bit like Grid, where you have a greater number of people in the game at any one time, as opposed to other platforms and stuff like that. Anyway, that's Riders Republic, February the 25th. Next up, one of those sort of award-winning sort of cult-style games. There's a lot of sort of detective-style games, seems to be a popular theme as well. So this is Disco Elysium, The Final Cut. So a slightly older game, but sort of updated a bit. Eddie Pless is there, over 50. Yeah, that just looks mad. So, and I'm wondering whether there is a difference then between talking of Riders Republic, between the other platforms and Stadia. It will be interesting to see whether that is the case. But Disco Elysium, again, a very stylistic game in its design art and stuff like that. A detective game. There's kind of a lot, as I say, a lot of these. There's a few others coming up as a theme. They're kind of slight, sort of parallax, not parallax, but a sort of a 2D look down perspective game to it and stuff like that. But again, really interesting. It's games like this that you're not sure about, and then you discover, and then you're sort of like, oh wow, yeah, I kind of like that. Crossplay. Dave says crossplay on Riders Republic. Yeah, well, oh yes, of course, Ubisoft. Everything they're putting out new. Every new game they're bringing crossplay. So yes, I think you're right.
free upgrade.
Anyway, that's Disco Elysium. Next one up, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's paused. It's inevitably going to catch up with itself. Here we go. It's just not paused. There's just a long gap between the title card. Yes. 299. Whoop whoop. Wouldn't it be amazing if we go? Have I got the alerts on this screen? Yeah, I have. I've got some alerts and stuff. Yeah, so if anybody does, if we subscribe, we'll see. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, next up, Monster Energy Supercross. There's no music on this. I think and probably I'll get copyright striked if it plays. So hence there's no background noise on this. These aren't my cup of tea, to be honest. Let me know if they are yours, if you're into it. Like the Super Trucks thing, it's not really my thing. I like the, what was it called? The early one, not the motocross. My brain's gone dead now. This is Supercross. But I like the other one. But I'm not sure whether this is really my cup of tea. And now, in a way, it doesn't matter, as I say. As I've said before, as I said a few weeks ago in the Stadia Monday Night Chat, it doesn't matter whether these games are your cup of tea anymore. Cup of tea. Because there's so many of them. Yeah, there's so many coming. Anyway. So, Humankind. So this is one for the PC strategists, yeah? Evening, Ishida. Arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, so this Humankind, available for pre-order already, of course. One for the PC, strategists like Civilization and things like that. That's the big theme and impression I'm getting here, with some nice sort of cutscenes and stuff like that. Again, I'll be honest, not my cup of tea. Let me know, is this your sort of thing? I know there's a big, there's a big market for these sort of games, where you kind of build different civilizations and make decisions about what kind of world that you want to build. Maybe a very apt game right now in the world that we're living in right now, and a good one, and from Sega as well, which is good to see. Outriders, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is my cup of tea. This has a real Destiny vibe to it, to me, but with a slightly more kind of organic jungle world, if that makes sense. I love Destiny. I love the way that Destiny looks, graphically and all that kind of stuff. Although the sort of setting is a kind of a bit angular, if that makes sense. There's a lot of pyramids and prisms and orbs and stuff like that. Whereas this has got a much more organic there's sort of elements of jungle and stuff like that. There's an element to me of Gears 5 to this as well. So again, this looks like my cup of tea. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to hopefully will satisfy that Destiny 2 itch and stuff like that. And again, more story driven, Dave says. I think you're right. It's probably, there's a story in Destiny 2, but it can feel a bit bitty, whereas I feel this will feel more like a Gears 5. That's what I'm thinking, which has a really strong campaign story in Gears 5. So I kind of really like that. Just a quick hello there to Stadia Dad. Good evening, sir. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, definitely for me, this Outriders is one I'm looking forward to. It's part of that big Sega. No, not the Sega. Square Enix. Sorry, it's part of Square Enix, and I love their games anyway. But it's also good to see how they have been supporting Stadia and continue to support Stadia with big games like this. And there's lots of gameplay on this that's been released and walkthroughs as they sort of market and promote it. So, and it just looks really, really great. I'm eating Huel and putting tuna in it. Cads. Not the vanilla Huel. What? Hopefully the savoury Huel that you're talking about. Can't. Anyway, next up here, of course, is Ark Survival. So I played Ark limitedly, and of course a pro game, I forgot to say. So also let me know which of these games that we go through you think are going to be pro games. So Ark Survival Evolved will be a pro game. We don't know when, so obviously not this month. On the basis I think these are all coming, well, actually Humankind's coming April the 30th, so I'll give it 4 months. This February or March, so these could be February or March for Ark Survival. Again, I played it briefly on Xbox in beta form. I wasn't really that enamored with it, but that may have been because it was on Xbox. It just felt a bit stiff. Chorus, oh my god, they keep showing trailers of Chorus all the time. I was intrigued by the story of Chorus, which I find quite interesting, but I'll be honest, it's a flying game, which for me, I'm less enamored with. I'm not one for, you know, I played Panzer Dragoon. Can't get my head around it. I'm kind of don't know me up and me down. It's very confusing flying, especially in 3D space. And yet it's got a really intriguing story that I kind of want to follow. But I'm sort of put off by the fact that it's a flying game, a flying shooting game. But again, let me know whether a flying shooting game is your cup of tea, ladies and gentlemen. That's the kind of the key thing for me.
This ends with us.
But graphically, looks amazing. I'm broadcasting from my studio, Yoshida. That's where I'm broadcasting from. Right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, more platforming from Modus. Modus have obviously bought quite a few games to us, and this is a really well-respected game. I think this one, again, very stylistic. I love this sort of slightly cel-shaded animation to it and stuff like that. Chris Tales, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Tales, of course, we're talking about. Again, these are sort of games that I sort of just try and then I sort of get lost in the world, like Ari and the Seasons and things like that. But it says here coming November 12, 2020. Not on Stadia, it's not. Yeah, I've snugged in. I couldn't get into the BBC Newsroom if I wanted to, Stadia Dad. Next up, Death Carnival. Yeah, Squadrons, Kumnar, I might be interested in, oddly enough. For someone who doesn't like flying games, Squadrons might interest me, for what I've seen of it. Anyway, Death Carnival. When I first saw the trailer for this a few months ago, I was well excited by the cutscenes, thinking that's the actual gameplay. And then slightly disappointed by the fact that the gameplay is that kind of slightly distant sort of 2D, 3D top-down approach, and not as per the cutscenes. But still, it looks like a bit like Brain's Gone Dead Again, the Raiders game. It looks quite fun and interesting. And, of course, it's one of the studios sort of commissioned by Stadia, so it could be a pro game. Could be a pro game. Thank you, XV. XV saying Chris Tales got delayed on everything. Good. Thank you. Should have looked that up, but thank you. Much appreciated. Dirt 5. Do we need another racer game? Of course we do. Of course we do. A rally type one as well. Codemasters, of course. It's going to be part of EA. But we know Codemasters are absolutely awesome at racing games. This has kind of a Forza Horizon feel to it to me. In the kind of its landscapes and stuff like that. And it just look amazing. And we know Stadia games on Stadia do look amazing, and this is going to be no exception. So it's going to give you that grid feel, but in a slightly more open world. So looking forward to this. If you're a racing fan, are you into Dirt 5? Again, let me know. Whether it's too difficult to drive, I hope there's a sort of a slightly easy option in it as well, and it's not too difficult, the kind of levels and stuff. Right, so this one is Figment. But wait a minute, Clive, Figment's already available on Stadia. No, ladies and gentlemen, no. This is effectively, from my understanding, this is Figment 2. Now, I started playing Figment as a pro game. I highly recommend you check it out. I have an absolute ball playing it. Real fun playing it. So this is Figment Creed Valley, which is more of the same from what I can see. I had to sort of check it, and it's the first on Stadia as well. No, sorry, this is the first on Stadia. Sorry, Hello Engineer. More Hello Neighbor going on here, but with a sort of a scrap metal feel to it. I don't know if you've ever played that game on Steam and stuff. My son plays it a lot. We can build stuff. Kumnar says, is Dirt 5 more like Grid or F1? I think Dirt 5 is more like Grid, but on rally type tracks as opposed to race tracks. Or do you mean in the drive style where you'll have people like Samir's Stadia just tweaking every little gear and whatnot of his car so that it runs perfectly? I don't know what level of detail there is in Dirt 5. Probably pretty good. Again, I enjoyed sort of Hello Neighbor, but I'm not sure whether building stuff like that. This is the sort of stuff my son really loves doing. Engineering stuff and building things and machines. Scrap Heap Challenge. No, is that no? That's a TV show. Are you thinking of a TV show? I'm just trying to think of. There's an actual game that my son plays where he builds stuff. And it puts engines and wheels on it and stuff like that. Anyway, it has that feel to me on that one. Only on Stadia,
Hey there. It's
ladies and gentlemen.
Martin Tweed, President
Yes,
and
Journey
CEO
to the Savage Planet. So I thought that's a bit odd. Only on Stadia. So this isn't only on Stadia, but wait a minute. Journey to the Savage Planet, Clive, has been available on all platforms for the past year. Yes, but not Employee of the Month edition. So the Journey to the Savage Planet Employee of the Month edition is only on Stadia. Jerome, you should try Hello Neighbor once you get to it. It's quite fun initially. Some of the physics, you might get annoyed by some of the physics and stuff like that. It's not everybody. It's that silly ragdoll physics. Not everybody's cup of tea. You're trying to pile boxes on each other and they keep tipping over because you haven't quite gotten balance right, and it's so annoying. But anyway. But yeah, Journey to the Savage Planet, of course, Typhoon Studios, who soon after the release of this, or just before the release of this publicly, were acquired by Stadia or bought into Stadia Games and Entertainment. And inevitably this was going to be a Stadia game. This is going to be, I think this will be a Stadia Pro game. The Employee of the Month edition, which we of course think is a joke on the head of Typhoon Studios, or the creative director. Coming soon to Stadia Pro. So yes, official. That is a Stadia Pro title, ladies and gentlemen. A Stadia Pro title. K's. So more, a bit like Monkey Kingdom here. More of that kind of old school platforming. Mario style game here with the different elements, putting on a mask and giving you extra skills, a bit like Mario when he turns into a bee and then he can fly and buzz up, or those kind of different aspects. Again, there's a big market for these, and these are sort of award-winning style games that are very popular when done right, and I think this looks like one of those games. Next up on the list. Right, this is weird. Okay, this is not. So you're not going to be able to use. From what I can see from this game, this is Nanotail Typing Chronicles. You're not going to be able to use a controller. This one's got definitely a keyboard and mouse because you literally have to type out words. Now, I don't know if this is a particular Japanese genre of games, because there's that other game that's just been certified, I forget what it's called, very recently, which is also a typing adventure. To be honest, I'd not heard of typing adventures. Have you anybody ever heard typing adventures? Daniel Reese Owen says he's disappointed with the lack of the big titles so far. Apart from Hitman 3, I've got some coming up, and Outriders. They're pretty big games. But just hold your fire. We've got some big games coming up. But this is a typing game. Dominic says you can use a controller, but I don't know how that was going to work, to be honest, Dominic. But maybe you can, because it does seem to have specific typing in there. Very weird. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Phoenix Point. Ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix Point. Again, now see, these are more like the cutscenes. It's a sort of a strategy game where you kind of move pieces about and then I guess you let them play out. Again, it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but there is a big demand for these sort of slight strategy style games. But it's not really, I'll be honest, again, not really my cup of tea. But again, let me know whether that's your sort of thing. I mean, there's the option there to choose your characters and stuff like that, which is quite interesting. But it seems to be a bit more like a kind of a strategy game where you place your pieces and then you kind of let it play out a bit and stuff like that, which isn't really my cup of tea. I want to sort of play the game. I want to play it all out. But I know, again, big market for those sort of strategy type games. This is a real Stranger Things feel to it. It's got that 80s vibe. It's got that kind of familiar 80s pixel look. The music feels like Stranger Things. The theme feels like Stranger Things meets X-Files to it and stuff like that. XCOM, yeah, that's it, Dave. That's what it's very like, that other game, Phoenix Point. But this is, again, it seems a vibe at the moment, that kind of 80s pixel. I guess it's all these guys that are now sort of grown up to be creative directors in game studios, but grew up playing games in the 80s as a kid. And now they could have a very nostalgic feel for that 80s digital look, pixel look. But anyway, Darkside Detective 2 has a real Stranger Things feel to it. The music, as I say, the story by the looks of things meets sort of X-Files, that kind of stuff. Dave, yes, of course people want COD, FIFA. Well, FIFA is coming, of course. Apex, Warzone, and I have no doubt that they are coming. What we're talking about today are what we know officially. Over the next few weeks, I think Stadia will be revealing some some bigger titles coming over the year. Well, I'm not speculating today. I'm just talking about the stuff we definitely know as of today, the 4th of January 2021. That's what we're talking about. But absolutely, those games are coming. I think what you'll see, though, is more a concentration on new games. So all the big platform release titles, for multi-platform releases, as and when they come, they'll come to Stadia at the same time. So you'll see that anyway. Don't worry about that. It is in the list, Coom. No, we haven't got there yet. I've lost where we are now. Toohoo. That's coming soon. So that was Tohu. Is that the one that was in sort of a wider screen in the cutscene there anyway? Windjammers was meant to be out a while ago, I think. Again, it's like Gunsport. I never really got into it. But this could be fun. I don't know, it'd be interesting with those sort of co-op play on this and stuff like that. I'm not sure, but it has a real kind of Gunsport feel to it, this one to me. And again, it just depends how sort of competitive and sort of easy and yet competitive it is to play. Again, It's just good to see the variety of games that are already coming that we definitely know. Remember, and I just want to just repeat the point. I'm just talking about the games that we know officially, and I've just put them all together in nice long kind of piece so we can all see and just get a sense that we're starting January knowing these titles are coming. This is not, we've got loads of other titles to come as well. Young Souls. I'm not sure again what this game style is all about. Again, it's about making lots of choices and stuff like that. But it seems an interesting story to me on this one as well, about young souls in search of stuff, and it's got the sort of strong story element. Again, I like the style and the animation of it. Again, very stylistic, but there's a lot of decisions and choice making in terms of the dialogue and stuff like that. So it'd be very interesting, and a kind of a 2D sort of scrolling style gameplay to it by the looks of things overall. But again,
it doesn't matter what stands in your way.
If I'm speculating, if it comes out as a pro game, which I think this may well come out as a pro game, it is something obviously I would look at. I wouldn't necessarily go out and buy it, to be honest. But it's definitely something I'd check out if it was a pro game. Anyway, really, XV's most hype for this game. Interesting. Why, XV? Let me know why you're sort of hyped for the game and what sort of what's it appeal? The appeal to you and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of a lot of choices in sort of building up your characters and your skills. It looks like the day repeats, a sort of a Groundhog Day kind of element to it by the looks of things as well. And obviously go back on like a Metroid Prime way and just build up your character and stuff like that. Again, first on Stadia, so it's a mini sort of timed exclusive on Stadia, so bear that in mind. Here we are then, Daniel, Reese, Owen. No big games. Far Cry 6, ladies and gentlemen. Again, do we think Ubisoft Plus will be out in Europe by the time this comes? I'm still curious about the decisions behind Ubisoft Plus, and if, as myself and some other people have speculated, the only rhyme and reason that Ubisoft Plus is not available in Europe and only on beta in the US is because the only reason that would make sense, once you've eliminated all other reasons, whatever left is usually the answer. And I've eliminated all the other reasons: licensing, contracts, availability in territories, all that kind of stuff. I think it's the arrangement they have with Luna. Now, if we follow that logic through, it may not come to Stadia in Europe until Luna launches in Europe. If they're tied, and if that is the case, I'll be very, very disappointed and annoyed. So I'm saying that, but I'm also saying I hope I am severely wrong. And I hope it just comes to Stadia soonish. But my fear is that somehow the fact that Luna is on beta and Ubisoft Plus is part of Luna beta, there's something in that contract which is preventing Ubisoft Plus from releasing it on Stadia in the rest of the world. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want to be waiting for Luna to launch in Europe just so we can get Ubisoft Plus because of some contractual reason in Europe. And if that is the case, Stadia, call me. Yeah, it's my job to get people out of contracts, negotiate contracts. Give me a call. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, see, I put off. There's a few games I'm tempted to get Stadia, Dad, but I'm put off because I'm waiting for Ubisoft to come out. But then part of me thinking, well, I won't play all the Ubisoft games, so maybe I should be selective. But what I'm quite happy to pay $10, 10 quid, 15 quid to sample as many of the games as possible in a month, like a kind of taster, and then make a decision whether I want to maybe just buy one or two. I still think it's worth it. Yeah, you're right, Kumnar, but I cannot think of the logic of why Ubisoft Plus is not launched in Europe. And also, the rumor is it's coming to Games Pass. So if it comes to Games Pass in the rest of the world, before it comes to Stadia in Europe, again, I will be I'd not be a happy chappy or a happy bunny. And I don't think Stadia would be a happy bunny because Ubisoft Plus committed themselves to Stadia and officially announced it was public that they committed themselves to Stadia before Luna was public. And before Ubisoft Plus coming to Luna was made public. So if I was Stadia, I'd be, well, Google, I'd be peed off about that. Yeah, that's right, Good Rebel. Or it could come at the same time. That'd be fine if it comes at the same time. Although, again, we've known it's coming to Stadia for a long, long time. Anyway, Far Cry, hopefully it's there in time for that. And then we don't have to fork out 60 quid for Far Cry 6. Anyway. So next up are the EA games. Now I've taken out Jedi Fallen because that's here already. So Madden and FIFA are due in winter 2021, which effectively is by the end of March. So within the next 10 weeks, we should have the FIFA and Madden. And remember, there are 2 other EA games. So there we are. And this is official, Daniel Reese Owen, just so you know. Official, 2 other as yet unannounced EA games. Quickly on the Mafia trilogy, the Mafia 2 and 3 there are official. Mafia 1 has been certified for Stadia, although not actually announced as official. So, but it's as good as. Anyway. Right. Again, talking about quirky and detective games. As I mentioned, there are a couple of sort of detective-based games. We've seen a Disco Elysium and the Dark Side Detective Season 2. Here's another one in a kind of 8-bit meets Minecraft-style detective story. So this is Honoria. Not gonorrhea. Not gonorrhea. Honoria. Sorry. Honoria Crimes. This is Honoria Crimes. And that's coming out very, very soon. Chia. I'm saying a silent T on this one. Chia. I love this cutscene. It's extra wide. It's in cinema scope. It's extra wide style game. But again, a beautiful game style. Reminds me a bit of Submerged. And, oh gosh, the brain's gone dead as well. The other one where she's on a raft as well. But it's got that kind of slight Submerged feel to it. And stuff like that. Jerome says he's got that one already. Oh dear, shocking. Oh, I think I've missed one here. Anyway, this looks again one of those sort of gentle, story-driven games, similar to Submerged. I was playing a bit of Submerged this week as well, which I'd gone back to. I'd started playing it, and it's a real sort of relaxing game, Submerged. And I'm wondering whether this is have a similar feel to it. This Chia. Or whether the story's going to be a bit sad. All those kind of stuff. Completed it, mate. Very good. Very good. But yeah. So Chia, similar to me as a Submerge. And Submerge is a very relaxing game to play. Sometimes I just play it just to chill out and relax. Windbound. Thank you, Naki Nu. My brain is dead today. I've been a bit frazzled. It's all been happening here today. Right. I've just noticed there's a game I missed out, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dark Side Detective Season 1. So, this is the prequel to Dark Side Detective Season 2, which we showed earlier. So I'm wondering whether this is possibly either a very cheap game or a Stadia Pro game. So it'll be interesting to see, based on the fact that Dark Side Detective Season 2 is coming. I can see this. Thank you, Bibbidi Bop. I can see this as being a pro game or a very, very cheap game. I'm just going to look while this is playing. There's this one game I just want to quickly look at. Yeah, apologies. I missed a game out of this list. Curses, I'm going to have to edit it in. And it is Road 96. So again, I think that was announced at the Game Awards 2020. Road 96. An escape from country and turmoil. Sort of a driving story adventure game. Road 96. Anyway, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I will add in. I may publish the video just of all the games. And what I intend to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to update that as games are officially launched. They will come off that list, that video. And as games are officially announced as coming to Stadia, I will add them to the video. And then I will publish the video on a regular basis so that there is a sort of a constant sort of set. I know there's a list, but this will be a complete collection of all the trailers for all the games that are as yet not on the platform, but officially announced for the platform. That is the idea. Anyway, yeah, the one missing is Road 96, which is a kind of a road movie type game, which looks quite interesting. No, I missed that. Thank you, XV. I will look that up. I did not. So, okay, what was that on the? Is there a link to that XV, that interview about Road 96? Let me know. Anyway, and I'll put this on Reddit just so people can, people who don't want to read the list down the side of the Reddit, which effectively where this has come from. I just kind of put everything into, I'm just going to press that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, you're all in chat. It's all happening here, isn't it? Wait, there's my face. Thank you. Don't lose the focus. No Mario on the list, Kumla. Yeah. When Google buy Nintendo. It ain't never happening. But there we go. Let me know what games you're looking forward to. Which of those that you think will be pro. I mean, I don't think the big games like an F1 for pro will probably not come day and date. They'll probably come as Formula One F1 did. Like if we're going to get big games on pro, they will be 6 months later, because if you're launching a giant I'm talking multi-platform games, you want people to buy it across all the platforms. So I imagine that's what's going to happen there. Anyway, thank you, Naki News, for my background. But let me know anyway, which of those games in particular you're looking for. For me, definitely Outriders is a big one for me. I've got a Destiny 2 type itch I want to scratch, and I don't really want to get beyond the light yet. So there we go. I think Duncan posted it or Stadia. Oh, the interview. Thank you, XV. It's a Venture Beat interview. I'll look that up. Good shout out there. Thank you, XV. Much appreciated on that. Anyway, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought I would basically, for the start of 2021, just to Don't worry, Paul, my friend. Don't worry about that. The start of 2021, let's just put down the foundations of the games that we know for definite, that have officially been announced, that are coming to Stadia. So what I want you to do, what I want you to take away from this is what we know. From now on, everything else is gravy. Yeah, everything else is on top. Do you have that expression in America for those of you in the US? Everything is gravy. Anything is bonus, right? From now on. So, we're going to get, as we have had up to the run up to Christmas, game announcements all the time. We're going to get dates to some of these titles that we don't have. We know in January we've got a minimum of 3 games coming. Scott Pilgrim, presumably there's no further delays, which could, subject to delays. We know we've got Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, that's the one I'd missed. I don't know why I missed it off, Stadia Dad Road 96. I think I just missed it off the list when I was editing the video. I will put it in. Have no fear. It's going to take me ages to render it again. Anyway, so January the 14th, Scott Pilgrim. January the 20th, Hitman 3. And possibly January the 29th, Gods Will Fall. So we know we've got 3 games coming this month. Definite. There are going to be lots of other games announced over the next few months. As I say, dates will be applied to some of the ones I've stated as well, but there'll be plenty of new games. This is just the foundation to get us going. 2021, and I'll update these on a regular basis and make them available, so we have this sort of a constant updated sort of long video trailer of all the games that are as yet launched on Stadia or as yet unavailable on Stadia. Quickly, not a little bit of speculation, although 99% sure these are definites. Okay, I'm just going to run off a list just so you know. Borderlands 2 has been certified under Peggy for Stadia, and Borderlands the pre-sequel Ultimate Edition, so basically Borderlands 1, has also been certified. Now this fits in with Take-Two's strategy of basically using new cloud platforms as a way, and subscription services and stuff like that, as a way of exploiting their back catalogue. This is something they said they would do. People sort of Take-Two dismissed platforming and as cloud gaming and all of that, and I have absolutely disproved that previously. But I'm going to further disprove it, because what they talked about is how it's quite useful for their back catalogue, and we're seeing that in action with the certification of Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1 for Stadia. So not official, but they've been certified, so good chance they're coming. Cosmic Star Heroine, another one certified. Darksiders 3 certified. Now, Epistory, another typing game, ladies and gentlemen. Another typing game. Epistory, Typing Chronicles is coming. Football Manager 2021, which everybody was thinking, oh my God. But because of the licensing issues, they have to kind of renew it every year. So there's been a slight delay. Expect that one very, very soon. That's been certified. A game called Invector. I will do a separate videos for the ones that haven't been officially announced, but we are 99% sure they're coming. Legend of Keepers. Mafia Definitive Edition. So that is Mafia 1. That's fairly certain that's definitely coming. Phoenix Point we know is coming. It's been certified. Pikuniku, which is a slightly older game, and a kind of a weird cartoony platform game. Pixel Junk Raiders. RBI Baseball 20. Yay. Saints Row the Third, the full package. That's been certified for Stadia. Surviving the Aftermath and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege have all been certified. And of course, that's part of Ubisoft, so there is a big expectation that they're coming. So those ones, they are ones that have officially been certified, although not officially announced for Stadia. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, and again, there could be delays to some of these, as Nakinu says. We're on a major shutdown here in the UK. Codemasters is UK company, by the way. So, you know, there's plenty of UK companies that are going to, you know, hopefully, you know, they've got things in place so it doesn't delay. And when you're developing on Stadia, life's a lot easier because you don't need massive development kits because you do it all in the cloud. Anyway, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's the show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for indulging me tonight as we go through and just look at the games that we know are coming. As you see, as you can see, there's plenty we know of already, and it is the first week of January. Expect a Stadia blog, community blog tomorrow, more than likely, and Thursday. So hopefully some news there. Could just be confirming some of the dates. Could be announcements of other stuff. We'll wait and see. But thank you for being here tonight. Remember to hit the likes if you haven't done already. If you're new here, do me a massive favor. Subscribe and all of that. And have a great, great evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. As I say, thank you for being with me here this evening. Cheerio!
Rage on that beat, going crazy.